Hi everyone, this is Jim. I just got tagged by Darren to do a Meet the Bushcrafters video. And the question is, who or what got you into bushcraft? And so I'll take you to the woods where I grew up in. Well, I wish I could tell you that I was born and raised in New England with a Scandi grind in one hand and a ferro rod in the other, but I wasn't. I was born and raised in Massachusetts, about 15 minutes from the New Hampshire border, tax-free New Hampshire. A couple towns over from Lexington, where the revolution started. But as far back as I can remember, I was in the woods playing. When all the other kids wanted to play sports or something, or play Nintendo, I was out in the woods. Me and my friend Bill Cronin. Bill, I hope you're watching this. My friend Bill moved to Arizona, probably to get away from the harsh New England winters. But these are the woods. Me and Bill used to play in these woods all day and build forts, play with BB guns, make bows and arrows, harass the local wildlife, all kinds of stuff. I remember as a kid, when I was about 8 years old, my father bought me a Daniel Boone raccoon cap, and I used to wear that all the time out in the woods. I remember watching Disney movies of Davy Crockett all the time. Probably when I was 10, I was watching Rambo, the first Rambo movie, and I had the canvas tarp overshirt. My dad had this kitchen knife that I had made a sheath for out of duct tape and cardboard. I would wear that around my side out in the woods. Those were good times. So during high school I found this place. I would have to ride my bike here after school, and I'd spend the rest of the day here. You know, when all my friends wanted to play sports and stuff, I just wanted to be in the woods. I mean, in high school I did wrestling, but other than that, I didn't really do any sports. These woods really, I hold it very special in my heart, and hopefully this will never be developed. Over there, they built condos, and on the other side of the hill there are apartment complexes, and now there are trails for people to walk their dogs and ride their mountain bikes. But before all that, when I was a teenager, this was all just wild woods. I can still hang out on the rocks too. So after high school, I went into the Army. I was assigned to a light infantry unit. Light meaning that any equipment that you had, you carried on your back. So I very quickly learned to carry the bare minimum. I was a forward observer, so I had one of the heaviest combat loads in the Army. So I weighed all my personal belongings by ounce. And one time I did 4 years in the Army. I added up all the time that we spent in the field, and it actually added up to 2 years and 3 months that I we basically lived in the woods out of my rucksack. And I got very, very comfortable living out of my rucksack, bare minimum. And I really enjoyed living out of a rucksack. It's very simple. So after the Army, when I got home, I continued to hike, but it was more exploring than hiking. I would get a map and find an area of woods on the map, and I would just go there and explore. A lot of times I would find a swamp, and I would come home muddy and stinking. So hopefully these woods will never change. So to answer the question, what got me into bushcraft would be the woods. Luckily I had woods near me when I was growing up and throughout my life, and I just got this strong connection with the woods, and I just loved it. To tell you the truth, bushcraft, I didn't know what I was doing was called bushcraft until about 2008, when I discovered YouTube. Before YouTube, I always thought YouTube was just a bunch of silly videos about people crying about leaving Britney Spears alone, stupid stuff like that. And I discovered all these channels on bushcraft, and then I discovered what I was doing in the woods was called bushcraft, and I discovered the whole bushcraft community, and I found out there are other people just like me who loved doing bushcraft, and that it was called bushcraft, and I learned that there was a lot more to learn about living in the woods, and that was just, I wouldn't say it was fuel to put on the fire. I would say it was a napalm to put on the fire. It just really sparked my interest, or my hobby, into what my wife calls my obsession, because there's so much now that I have access to all this information. There's so much more to learn, and I'm just eating it right up. Because before as a kid, and before the internet, I really didn't have many places to find information. You know, all I really had was my Boy Scout manual. You know. So why a YouTube channel? Well, I found out in the Army, one summer my unit got tasked with the detail of training the ROTC cadets one summer. We trained them how to basically do artillery, and we would bring them out to the impact zone, and we would teach them how to call for fire. And that is when I learned that I really enjoy teaching. And I also learned that when you have a skill that you have been taught and that you have been doing, when you teach it, you force yourself to revisit all aspects and all details of that skill to be able to teach it to somebody else. And you end up being a lot better at that particular skill. So that's why I wanted to become a teacher and to start a YouTube channel, basically so I can be better at my skills. And also I like sharing with other people. So I gotta tag 3 people. I'm gonna tag my friends that I've met these last couple of years doing bushcraft. One thing I love about bushcraft is the people in the community. There's really great people in the bushcraft community. A lot of great guys. So the 3 guys are Mark, Haley at Live For Your Bushcraft, Matt Brooks, and Derek Faria. These are my friends from Camp Faria. We've shared many of campfires, but I don't think I've heard their story of exactly how they got into all this. And I'd like to hear it. So, guys, there's your mission. Get to it. So that's it. Thanks guys for watching. I hope I'm able to learn more about doing videos, and I hope I'm able to do them better, put out some better videos. I'm trying to make them more funny too and entertaining. But as long as I can get out in the woods, I'll make some videos. Time for me to do some more walking around. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Until next time, take care.